Hello everyone, it is Teresa from Teresa's Silhouette Spot for all things art, coming to you on a Sunday with a surprise live. Hello everyone. So I am painting this camper wood cutout. It's an 18-inch wood cutout, and I'm having an in-person paint party tomorrow night. And I wanted to, well, I needed to paint a sample. So I figured since I was going to be painting a sample, I would come on and paint it live with y'all. I rarely am even on social media on Sundays. So if you are on or you see this live, hop on and say hi. Hello. So we're not seeing this. Let me bring it up. There we go. There we go. There I am. So, when you pop on, say hi. And I will say, hey. So, I am painting this 18-inch camper. I needed a sample. So, usually at my in-person paint parties, I will not paint the whole project. I will have a sample, and I will paint elements in order to show people how to paint certain things. But I'm rarely just up front painting and painting. I'm more of walking around, offering help. I wouldn't say hands-on, because I do not take the brush out of somebody's hand and be like, oh, let me show you. No, no, no. It's your art, it's your project. So I'm not going to use the term hands-on, but I am involved, and sometimes people need help with different things. Obviously, everybody's different. So I will come around. Occasionally someone will ask me, can you just help me with this? And I will. Or lettering, which I'm not a great letterer. I'm totally honest about that. But I will, because even though I'm not a great letterer, I still have a little bit more brush control than some of my painters. But that's why for this camper, I'm offering free personalization. So for the people that signed up for this paint party tomorrow night to paint the camper, I have contacted them to ask them what they wanted on their camper. So today I will be cutting out stencils so everyone's camper can be personalized. They are one-time use stencils. And when we get done tomorrow night and our base paint is nice and dry, we will go ahead and stencil on whatever it is the painters have picked. And that's it. So it is a beautiful day here today. I try to not work on Sundays. You never not work. But I try to not work on Sundays, but I did. Yesterday, we went to the garden center. Me and Perfect Husband for Me went to the garden center yesterday and bought flowers, some perennials, mostly annuals, and I did all my planting outside yesterday. So that's why today I have to work. So even though yesterday was a yard work day, it wasn't a work day. So here I am working. So if you come on, you have any questions, you can let me know in the comments, and I will answer your questions. I don't know if the summer weather is here now to stay or what, but it is really warm here in New York. It's probably going to be in the 80s today. I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised. Now to paint these little triangles, I could get a smaller brush, which I might do. But we shall see. So what's everyone doing today? You guys got any plans? Gonna enjoy the sunshine a little bit? I don't know, I hope the weather is just as nice where you are as it is here. Today is my daughter's birthday. She's 25 today. Holy moly. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Time flies. And she's my youngest one. My oldest daughter had a birthday in March when we were away. She turned 27. So This is my youngest daughter who's now 25. I can't believe it. So she is the one that lives in Costa Rica. And she's having a grand old time. I think her birthday in Costa Rica is only going to be a 2-day celebration. As opposed to when she's home, it turns into maybe a week or 2 celebration. So we'll see. I know she did something last night and they're doing something today. So if that ends up being it, I will be surprised. But, you know, good for her. How many of us wish that we had been brave enough or able to do something like that, move to another country for a time and experience all that she's experiencing, because that would have just been an awesome opportunity. Now I definitely think I'm going to change brushes because I'm going to do the awning with the blue too. So at my paint party though tomorrow night, I'm doing this blue and I'm following the sample that I posted when I advertised the paint party. However, the people that come to the paint party tomorrow night are not married to the blue. No. So if they want to, I do like the idea of the trailer being two-tone with white and something else, but I let my painters pick their own colors. So when they come tomorrow night, I always have plenty of paint and a variety of colors to choose from, and they can make it their own. I've even mixed paint when we did the door hangers and the porch boards. I have mixed paint for painters if they wanted it to like match their door or their siding. Obviously it's not going to match perfectly, but with a little experimentation, we've gotten pretty close where my painters are very happy with the results and are excited that they were able to get something that they felt matched their decor better. I strive to, every time I have a paint party, whether it's in person or online, my goal, well, I have a few goals. One is that everyone has fun. 2 is that everyone stays positive. And 3 is that everyone is proud to display whatever it is that they painted with me. And that's it. So you don't have to be a fine artist. You don't have to have been painting for 25 years. The point is to come out, have some fun, have some laughs, relax a little bit. Stay positive, because I always say a painting has to go through an ugly stage and the background stage before you get to the nice, pretty stage. And I want everybody to be proud of their project and be happy to hang it in their home, in their camper, wherever. So, oh, I just want to fix this little part here. So now while my blue is drying, instead of going on, where'd my black paint go? Oh, it fell over. Instead of moving on to the white, I'm going to go on to the black. So here would be white, here would be white. So while we let our blue really, really dry, we'll work on the little black parts. And that's going to be like the tire. And I should just throw that black away. Maybe the hitch stuff in the front. Okay. Rinse my brush. Leave it to me. It doesn't matter. I just opened my second bottle of paint and I'm already painty. So I also always say, I paint the way I color. So I like to go around and define the areas that are going to be a certain color by painting the border first or the outline first. And what I love about these cutouts, they're pre-etched. Not to the point where there's like a divot in the wood, but just to a point where it's almost as if they are traced on. It doesn't make a dent or a big etching or a big cutting, a deep cut. Nope, they're just slightly etched. So these designs basically come pre-traced. So A, I don't have to do it. And B, it makes it a lot easier for my painters to follow along, see what they're doing, because the design is already there. Okay. Let me see. I always throw a comment in there, so this way it gets going and I can see if people come on and comment, because it'll start to scroll. I know this is an unusual time for me to be live, and people are doing their own thing. And on Sundays, the only thing you usually get from me is to use certain brand of brushes. Hi, Tanya. Yes and no, actually. Complicated question. So, I am a certified one-stroke decorative painter, and so many times I am using these green-handled or these fancy purple-handled brushes. This one's worn out, but I'm just showing you. These are Plaid Folk Art one-stroke brushes. They come from Plaid Folk Art, okay? Then I have a few sets of these, and not this one. This one's, I use this for base coating now, because you want your one-stroke brushes to look like this. Have a nice flat tip on the top, and so it has a nice, this is what we call the chisel edge, just to make some of the strokes and whatnot really fine. However, since I've been painting for such a long time now, I have come to like other brushes, even ones that are less expensive at Michael's, and I will use them as well for certain things. But like I said, for the most part, if I am doing, let's see, do I have something behind me? Well, that stuff in the back on the shelves all behind me, those florals and stuff. This one, this black one, I don't know if you can see it, that tiny one. Let me get it. That is all one-stroke flower, and I did use my one-stroke Plaid brushes for that, because you want to use the brushes for what they're intended and to get the strokes. So when I'm painting stuff like this, I will use my one-stroke brushes from Plaid. Other than that, if you were to see my setup, I have tons of brushes and different brushes for different things. But I always encourage people, it doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to make, if you're getting started, I'm not sure, or where you are, if you're another maker or not, but I try to encourage people not to invest a lot of money at first. Because at first you're practicing, you're getting the feel for it, you're deciding what you like, what you don't like, what you prefer to paint. And so at the beginning, I just say, you know, have fun with it. But the brushes definitely make a difference. I will be teaching a beginning one-stroke, I guess, course. Thank you. Course, I don't know if it's going to be a course, but it's going to be a series. There we go, a series. I'm going to be teaching a series of one-stroke starter strokes, okay? To get some simple flowers, the one-stroke leaf, stuff like that. And so when I do that, I'm going to encourage the people who sign up, coffee please, hi Susan, to get either the Plaid Folk Art one-stroke brushes, or you know, a medium, decent set of brushes that will continue to have a nice chisel edge like this. See that? See how my brush is nice? This one's wet, but you want a nice chisel edge when you're doing one-stroke elements, leaves, and flowers. Stay tuned. That's going to come in the fall. So I'll be preparing that and putting that all together, and that's something that I will come out with in the fall. Summer only comes once a year here, and it's short. So although I will be prepping the series, I will not be teaching it because I will not have the time or be able to dedicate the time to the students and the people who sign up for it. So that's something we will do in the fall. And that's also good too, because then the holidays are coming. So if there are those of you makers and painters, if you want to make Christmas gifts, you'll have a nice foundation for painting certain elements of one stroke and personalizing some gifts, if that's what you want to do. Or if you just want to paint for yourself, that's fine too. Oh, I don't know why I'm worrying about the line. The whole thing's going to be white. Although I will say, when I do elements, even like this, so the door, even though this is white and this is white, I want to, are we going to see you in September? Yes, Susan, you are. I can't wait. When I paint elements, even though they're the same color, I don't just go, I guess, lack of a better word, slapping the paint on. I like to keep my strokes the same way. So for the door, I'm going to stroke this way. Then when I do probably this side, I'll stroke a different way, but I keep it all similar. So yes, so originally I was going to Plaid last year. That didn't happen. So I moved my Plaid 2020, I guess. My Plaid 2020 deposit to Convention 2021 deposit. So yes, I'm very excited. I'm also actually excited that it's in September and that it's 3 days. It was a lot for me to be away in July for what basically, it almost came to a whole week for me because I had to be there the day before. Then, you know, Sunday went long, so I couldn't leave on Sunday. So it ended up being almost a whole week for me away. So I'm totally fine with it being 3 days now, and in September. So I'm very excited to be coming and seeing my one stroke painting family because I miss everyone so much. Plus, when I was coming to Florida, I don't know if you're still here or not. When I was coming to Florida last October, and then that got canceled because of well, we don't have to talk about that. But I was coming to see all you guys and be a camper. That got canceled because of some unfortunate events. So I have my flight credit too now. So, because I couldn't get a refund. So, I'm going to need more white. I know you're going to be there, Susan, right? I feel bad because I haven't even been on any lives with Donna painting. There was the one project I really wanted to do, I think, was it May? I know we're not over May, but I know I missed it because I saw it. I've just been so crazy with stuff. Between my 2 lives and then my paint parties, all my nights are just crazed. So I've been missing painting with Donna and you and some of my other one-stroke people. So I'm really looking forward to September. And seeing my BCF Franny. She's so funny. Since she retired, she's been a camper with you guys, and I'm so jealous. Now, I don't really care about going over my white here, but I'm still good. I need to be careful about my blue, and I still am going to be a little careful about going over my white again. How was your ninja chicken, Susan? We just saw that at Price Club last week. And when I said, oh, that's really cool, because Ninja, I love Ninja products. I have a Ninja blender. I have a coffee Ninja. And then I was like, oh, it's an air fryer too. We don't really need an air fryer. So we skipped it. but it looked like it was, if I didn't have an air fryer, I would have bought that Ninja cooker in a minute. So as you can see, as I'm doing this and painting the background, there's a lot of nooks and crannies, and I don't worry about being perfect. There's a little bit of white on the blue, there's a little bit of blue on the white, and if you watch to the end or you come back and watch the replay, you will see why that doesn't matter so much, because when we go in and start adding the details, it all comes together and you copy over, you paint over those little non-perfections, and it's all good. Because two things, it's art, it can't be wrong, and it's just paint, so you can fix it. If you're patient and you wait for it to dry, you can fix anything. I think my white on this is going to need a second coat. I'm wondering if I should base coat I'm just looking. Her B-day is Tuesday. Yes, it is. Oh, I love my Ninja blender. I'm wondering if I should base coat my pieces for tomorrow night in white. I think I might do that. That will save us the step of having to do two coats. And that's quick for me because I will just base coat everything white with a roller. And that goes pretty quick. Let me pick it up. So this is what I have so far. So see how the white doesn't have really, really good coverage? So I will do a second coat on that. And I'm probably definitely going to base coat for the class tomorrow night. It's not that many. I'm limited to 10 spots still, I believe, which is fine. It's very manageable and people have plenty of room to paint. So I love painting at my girlfriend's shop. I think I'm just going to have one or two more in-person paint parties before summer. And then I'll be back again with the in-person in September. My girlfriend, here, let's do this. She has a sewing shop. She teaches kids how to sew. And she has an after-school program, and then she does a summer camp program. It's called Project Funway. And it's start to finish camp. I don't know how many hours it is in the day, but these kids basically design, cut, and make their own outfits. And it culminates at the end in a bit of a fashion show where they show off what they've made. It's a really cute program. And the kids have a lot of fun. She's been doing it for many years. My girls first started sewing with her when she started in her dining room, at her dining room table, with 4 sewing machines. My girls made some really cute projects. Then it got harder. They were more into sports than they were sewing, and there went that. But like me, they can put on a button, and if they had to mend something and had a sewing machine, they could. So it wasn't all for nothing, because that's basically all I can do. My mother was a master seamstress, and I basically, I forgot some white, can mend or make costumes. And by no means a seamstress. Because like my kids, I would have rather been playing outside than inside sewing with my mother. But for people that have to, you know, obviously wear clothing when they leave the home, it's become quite of a lost art here. In most cultures, anyway. growing up, everyone I knew sewed. My entire extended family, pretty much everybody in my entire extended family sewed. And that's how they made a living, working in various factories, sewing clothes. Notice how I get quiet when I have to stay in the lines? And I'm trying to be careful. There we go. And I forgot that little bit of black on the back. I should probably come on and talk to you guys when I'm done base coating and adding all the details, because I know you would find that a lot more interesting. Although, who's more interesting than me to hear ramble on and on? Okay. Sometimes I do the edges, sometimes I don't worry about the edges. The edges on these are pretty dark. See, I have the white there, so I will go around. But over here, I don't always worry about the edges on these. The way they're cut out, it kind of gives them a dark rustic look to begin with. But since I'm going to redo my white, I will do the edges. What I probably should have done, honestly, and I will be honest about that, I should have painted the whole top white and then went in and added in my canopy and my flags. Which, if I really wanted to, I could just go back over the flags right now and stop cutting around them. But I won't, because I am going to go back over them with the blue anyway. But also why I paint a sample. So I know I'm going to base coat everything for everyone for tomorrow night. And then I'll have everyone do the white first. So I like to make my paint party events as fun and as simple as possible. I want my paint party people to come and have a good time and de-stress for a couple of hours. And then go home with something you're proud of. That doesn't mean your kids or your husband are not going to laugh at that and laugh at your project. We don't know. I don't know your kids and your husbands or whoever is close to you in your life. But if you're proud of it and you have a good time, that's all I worry about. That is it. Especially these days. We need stuff to keep our minds off of what's going on. And there's no better way to do that than through being creative. And in my case, painting. That's how painting started for me, as therapy. And now that's why I love to share art from my heart with others who may just need a little break from everyday life, even if it's just for 2 hours. And of course, there have been things in the past that I've painted that I haven't loved. So I usually will go over that or try and fix it in some way, because like I said, it's paint. You can fix or change anything. So I've had plenty of projects that I've gone back to like later, now that I paint. Well, not so my early ones, no, because I want to be reminded of where I came from. So not my really early ones. But there are plenty of paintings that I've painted in the recent past that, you know, I didn't like a particular flower or birds. I'm not good at birds. That I'll go back to and be like, oh, you know what? I have some paint out. Let me work on this one now. Oop, got a little of my blue. Because then, obviously it's dry. It was from months ago. and it's paint. You can fix anything. So, and I'm going to be painting another one. I don't know, maybe I'll do it Tuesday. I'm going to be painting another camper, but this time I'm going to do it in red, white, and blue, because in early June, about in 2 or 3 weeks, probably 2 weeks, I'm going to be having my next live sale. It's going to be a short one though. I think it's going to be a 10 and 10. And that is 10 products. I'm challenged to display 10 products in 10 minutes. And the theme of that live sale is going to be patriotic. So I have a few things made already. I have a couple of things designed already. And so I have to finish the lineup. And then we'll come on and have some fun. And I will show my 10 products in 10 minutes. That was a lot of fun, my live sales. Because usually when I do my live sales, there's only one of something, maybe two. So it's a lot of fun because people get very excited to make sure they get the one that they wanted. Oh, the sun is shining. I love it, I love it, I love it. This morning I was able to have my iced coffee outside. I have a dear friend from kindergarten, really, and she lives in Michigan. And this past, I guess it's been about a year, this past year, we've gotten into the habit of FaceTiming every other Sunday. So, we both got to sit outside this morning. She was up in the woods camping with her husband. I was sitting outside. I had my kitty cat. She had her giant dog. And we chatted, I would say, for probably a good 45 minutes on the FaceTime. So there are some things about technology that we have to love. I know it's not always perfect, and it can be a pain, but it does have its benefits, right? Okay. So now I'm going to start adding the details, peeps. Everything is base coated. I'm going to get my liner brush now. I'm going to go in and start adding the details. I would suggest, if you're concerned about your dots being the same size, using the actual brush part. But I don't mind my dots being different sizes, so I use the back of the brush. Okay. Oops. Sometimes I use my little pinky to guide my stroke on the outside. And when I finish with the black, I'm going to go back in, I'm going to do some white highlights. This is another reason why I said your lines and where your paint colors meet doesn't have to be perfect, because when we go back in here and add all these details and the shading and the highlighting, you don't even see that. There we go. Let me do my window. What do you guys think so far? Cute, huh? So I'm not going to put any writing on my door. Because I want to be able to show people how it can be personalized. So I'm going to leave it. So if I put something on the door, because we can personalize it here, we can personalize it here, we can personalize it there. So I'm going to leave that and not worry about that for now. Like I said, see what a difference all these highlights and outlines make? I'm going to add a little bit of color to this now. And we're really going to see certain things pop. Now I am a little bit more concerned about my dots being the same size. So I'm using the tip of the brush instead of the back of the brush. The back of the brush, your biggest dot is always the first one, and then obviously as you run out of paint, your dots get smaller. But I feel like I can control the size of my dots better when I use the brush. And then they're all the same size. And I'm just eyeballing. You don't have to go in and measure and make sure your dots are exactly the same and the same distance apart. Nope. Gonna be a little free with it. Oh, I didn't. Did I? Oh, yes, I did. Oh, it's my birthday girl. 25 today. Woohoo! Oh, you know what I'm gonna use? I'm gonna use green. I have it as black on my sample, but I'm going to use green. just putting these little whimsy trees in here. Give it a little bit of color, a little bit of more dimension to our project. Stuff like this, I always leave up to the painters if they want to do it or not. Add it in or not add it in. It's their art, it's their project. That's why I'd love for them to use their own colors. And I leave a lot of the details up to them. I'm going to go back in with some pink. Okay, then I'm going to add some more pink over here too. Have it go right around this whole blue and white border area. Oh, let me use this one. Yeah. Just going to add a little bit of yellow to the window. And then I'll go in and I'll add a little bit more white highlight to my yellow. There we go. And there we have it. So the only thing that will be added is whatever personalization anybody wants. So let me do that. Let me turn it around. And there we go. Isn't that cute? Oh, that's so cute. And like I said, you can do this color, anything you want. We could have made green, pink, whatever. But there we go. There is our camper. Thank you guys for joining me on this 2 hours can make the world. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Lori. Hi, how are you? I missed you. I should have scrolled down. Yeah, 2 hours of just chilling definitely can make the world a difference. It can change the difference between a bad week and a good week. Absolutely. So, one more time. Here we go. Thank you all for joining me. Love you guys. Stay safe and sane. I'm going to stop saying that soon. And enjoy the beautiful day. If you're having some really nice weather where you are, go outside, get some sunshine and some vitamin D. Love you guys.